Hello you lovely lot. Today is a full-on spring-like day. You will all be familiar with this day because it is 22nd of February and it is the first time in the UK, honestly, that I've felt a day like this in months. It really has been a grim winter, I think. Cold and wet. It's been windy yesterday, was terribly windy. It's been wet again. But today that temperature has finally got up to 12, 13, 14 degrees looks like today. The sun's just come out. It's absolutely beautiful. So I've come out, as you do, it brings you out. I've just give these a bit of food, not a lot. So these koi have had nothing for a couple of months. Since November, December, January, February, I've had nothing. And here they are, just coming up, having a few pellets, because they are, as soon as I took this cover off today, they was well up for it. Now the chagoi again, look, bumped his bloody head again, because I heard that. I heard it when I was messing about, took this cover off, I heard it. So I think what it's done, that bit of plastic that hangs down to stop the pond balls coming in, I think it hits itself on there when it gets a bit excited, because I've raised that higher. So obviously it needs to be a bit higher. It's a bugger for it. But anyway, they are looking fabulous. But yeah, the weather today, oh god, it's beautiful. So it's a day like this where you can look out for a few things. I've had a bit of damage this winter as well. I'll show you a bit. If you start looking at plants, look, this climber's going to burst out, this clematis is going to burst out soon. It's a winter flowering one, so it's very early. It's had scale on it, look. So hopefully the cold has caught that and it's killed it, look, so it don't need treating because it's already dead. So even though it had live scale on it, it's now got dead scale. Anyway, so that's going to get a bit of bicarb in there today, because, and I'm going to clean the filter out because that's not been done for a good month. So I'm going to clean the filter out, not the biological, just the mechanical, drain it, purge the drain, give it a bit of a bump. Put a couple of handfuls of bicarb in there to keep that going, give it a good start for the season to come. And then soon, I think the point of this video is, don't get too excited. What do I mean by that? Don't get too excited and start taking them pond covers off thinking that we're all in the, because the sun's out and it's warm today at 12 to 14 degrees, that we're all in the clear, because we're not. But I don't take those covers off. You get a feeling of when it's a good time. When you're getting consistent temperatures of about 10 degrees C outside temperature, that's probably a good time. Normally for me, that coincides with the early spring bank holiday in May. So anyway, I'll take a look about, because there's something else as well. My bees, one of the colonies has died. I had 3 left, lost 1. Disappointing. So I've now got 2. I've noticed today they've really come out. So they've come out in numbers, which is really good to see, because I've not seen them for a couple of months. And previous winters, when you get a mild day like this, they come out, you get some activity, but it's not the winter this year has been a really funny one. It's not been massively cold, but we've had spells where we're teetering about 2, 3, 4, 5 and wet. Horrible, absolutely horrible, hate it. Anyway, so what I'm trying to do, the snowdrops have literally burst open today because they was in sort of tight and closed up. They've literally opened up. And with that, we'll get my honeybees, look. That's what I was hoping to see. See the honeybee? Collecting pollen. See the pollen on its legs, look, on the sac at the back? That's pollen. So that's come out today. And that's literally yeah. That is literally, because of the weather, they get out, they do the business, and then they get pollen. Start collecting pollen off the winter flowering plants like honeysuckle, early climbers. There's a hoverfly there as well. There's another honeybee there, look, just come in. You can't see it. just coming in there. It's lovely and fragrant. So there's a honeybee there. Come out some pollen. So they're active today. Absolute brilliant, collecting pollen because they need pollen. It's absolute hive of activity out here. Where they look at that. Not seen them like that for since November. Incredible. So that's a good sign that that colony is doing well. This one's not a strong look, but it's still out. But that end one, I noticed a couple of weeks ago, the cluster was really small. There's only a few bees in there, so that's died off. That's a die out. So I've got 2 colonies this year. That one looks strong. That one looks very, very strong. Pussy willows out. Look. So I've got to be careful because all they're bothered about is going to get resources, so that shouldn't be a problem. Bees really become a bit of a problem. They can sting you towards the end of summer when supplies aren't in the short in demand. The demand is really high, but there's not a lot out there. Whereas at this time of year, they're getting out now. They'll be on the pussy willow, they'll be on anything that's flowering and that's sweet, they'll be on. So they'll get food, they'll get the nectar if there's any there, there'll be a little bit they can get off it, and then there'll be the pollen, and the pollen is what they store in there and will produce that's the food for when they hatch out the eggs for the new lot of bees for summer, and then they start to grow and develop. So that's the bees. Well, they're cool. I've had a bit of a pain in the bum this morning. I filled these water tubs up from my marine indoors, and I put them on there and it bloody collapsed. So that fell off. It was all over here. So now I've got to, this summer I thought I'm going to have to get in here and get all this wood out. I'll get rid, do what I need to do with it, and then I'll put some sort of stand there or something, I think, or just stand it all up freestanding. I don't know, we'll see. The koi, this has had a top of the water. I pulled the plunger on that, cleaned it. So this has had a clean. It's been topped up with some tap water, which has been dechlorinated, but not too much. And then my RO is now on, feeding it lot. It's tapped up to there, dripping away. But more importantly, it's running here. So this is really flowing in, 150 gallon per day, about 600 litres a day. And I'll leave that now overnight because this filter here is going to get a clean, even though it's not that bad. But if you look at there, it's starting to get an algae film where they've been chewing it from the pond walls and stuff, so the filter's collected it, but it's relatively clean. So that'll be nice and easy. So that will drop the water and then leave that overnight to fill up with pure RO, nothing going in, completely pure. So there's no carbonate hardness, calcium. There's no minerals, nothing going in that water there. Beautiful. So that'll get 600 litres in 24 hours going into that pond, and then I turn it off, and that's it. So I know when I've dumped the water out, topped it back up with that, 600 litres a day, because it's got a good hive membrane in it. It fills up a lot quicker than the other ones because they're only 50 gallon per day. So this is 3 times the more delivery, so it happens overnight. And then the overflow starts running, then I turn it off. I'm not trickling in and trickling out on this pond. I'm just leaving it, doing my filter maintenance, whacking that on, let it top up, turn it off. Now I could get an auto shut off on that if I wanted to, but then I'd need to put a ball valve on the end of this pond, on the side wall of this pond. Then you have to fit an auto shut off valve there, and then that shuts the actual unit off when it feels back pressure. But I'm just going to turn it on and off. I've just got to remember not to forget to leave it on. But if I do, it's just going to dilute the water down. Now at the minute, this is saying it's 800 ppm. I don't know what the true value of that is. I've got another pen somewhere, so I'll check the TDS of this, but I think it's about 500. Can't remember when the other one is, my new one. I think I might have put that indoors. Can't see it. But anyway, they are looking marvellous. I've given them some Saki White. Gave them some of that this morning because they've not been fed all week. I've had a bit of play about with the tube end of this, because I'm still messing about. I've not got it right yet, because this tap, if anyone's ever tried to get a tap right where you're getting the right amount of water drips coming out, it's quite difficult. So I've been playing about with it because I weren't happy with the bit I've got on the end. So I've got this like spray nozzle that you can get, you know, drip irrigation, it's one of them. So I've just put that on the end just to see, because what I find is when that lever's about there, it's dripping too much, but then if I go try and turn it off, you know, close it down a bit, it's closing off too much, it just turns off, so it's like I'm stuck. So I put that on to see if it will just, it's running, opening up more, but it's causing more of a restriction at the end as opposed to it being completely open. And I think I might have just about got it, look, where it's dripping more than it was, but not too much. So anyway, that's that. Here's that all topped off with carbonate solution. The temperature in here is 10.2 on this, 10.6 that's saying, so the water's up to 10, so the fish are active. And believe it or not, we've had that sun come out today. Look at the temperature in here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try and get you. Saying it's 15, about 18 degrees in here. 18 degrees, and the water temperature up to 10. So I'm not getting excited here, but I could, you know, get the air source heat pump working and stuff like that, but I'm not going to. It's not time for me yet to get that air source heat pump going and raising the temperature, because I know it's still February and into March. Those cold nights and cold days are still coming, and the extreme on this pond will be too great, and the air source heat pump won't be able to cope with that demand, and it will shut off, and then you're going to get that, the fluctuation where the temperature might drop too low. So I'm just holding as I am now, minimum of 8. So hopefully now at minimum of 8 this heater won't hardly come on now. It's hardly kicked in. I've saved loads of money this season and the fish are looking great. So yeah, I'm going to do that every year, and I've mentioned before. So let's have a look. Today what I'm doing, I'll just come in here, do some filter maintenance and stuff. It's a shame that bloody collapsed, because now I've got another job there, but that'll probably like that for a few months yet, guys. I'm not going to do anything with that till it's nicer outside and dry and nice. I've got the 2 doors open. I'll get all that crap out and I'll get rid, but not at the minute. Squeegee the tops with my mop, clean that filter, test the KH, go and do the top filter pond, filter on the top pond, chuck some bicarb in there just to keep that pH buffered. Test the KH on that, and it's been maintaining like that at 5, which is absolutely bob on, and I've not added manually by hand any bicarbonate of soda in this now since I put that bucket in. Nothing at all. This one I have. I take a little bit of that solution now, a cupful, and kind of put it in there as opposed to putting powder straight in. So let's have a look at the moving bed. What do you think, guys? This has been in now, I think, is it 2 weeks? This is 2 weeks now. I think I did a video last week and it was in the week before that, because you're a week behind normally, but you're probably not this week, so I'm running out of content. So it's more, I do the content and get it out at the minute. So let's have a look. You can see the condensation with it now. The temperature's gone up, look. It actually, things start to get a bit condensate more again because of the warmth hitting that cold surface. Then when it equalises outside a bit, it dries out, so soon that's coming. I put that up about a month ago because it was blocking valuable light in winter, I thought. So I thought, right, get over there, roll that up, and let's make the most at this time of year of that little sunlight coming in and hitting it, because I noticed that's shaded right on the midday, like now. It's only 5 to 1. It blocked out all that lovely heat, and you can see the reflection on there. And I know it's a pain in the backside for viewing the pond, but that light is coming in, and in winter it's crucial that they get some UVs. I've just noticed something. No, there's a bit of that K1. I must have, I know that's got in there when I've been messing about with a pond. Sorry, the moving bed, scooping it out, it must have bounced and gone in. I don't think it can get through my filters. So Well, I've got this in my hand. Let's have a look at the moving bed. I'm over the moon with this now. This is absolute. Look at that. How can you get so excited over a flipping media moving? Sad really, isn't it? But yeah, look at that. I love it. Look at that. The Awazi Bio pads now. Tumbling lovely. And I've just checked the bottom of the tank. And before they was accumulating down the sides and corners, and there is nothing in there at the bottom at all. Everything is moving. And look at the media. Looking good. So, put that piece in there. Yeah, I am absolutely over the moon. It's moving nicely. I'm happy enough with that. Things are turning enough where I'm going to get that back, you know, the benefit from it. Yeah, buzzing. So what I might do, I know some people don't, but to give the system a really good kickstart, I normally buy a tub of bacteria and just, whether it's the Awazi Bio Kick, I love that stuff, that vial of that, they get 4 vials, and I put one of them in about every 2 weeks or something like that, just to give it a really good boost, just to get it kick started. But anyway, there's about 22 quid, so I'll see. I don't know, I might just try Eau de Naturel this year and just see how it goes. But I normally succumb, get on eBay, I normally get tap, I normally get the tap blanket weed answer, because I normally get blanket weed issue in spring. I noticed a little bit coming, see it, some algae forming on this side. You see it starting there, look, getting a bit hairier, and it might just kick off and get that fine filaments and get long. I normally get some yeah, called tap blanket weed answer in it, and it normally just knocks it off. So I tend not to wait until it's a problem. I tend to spot it quick, then treat, you know what I mean? But at the minute it's really good. I've noticed that these 2 sacks of Canterbury Spa was getting an algae growth on them, and they still are a little bit, but it's knocked off a bit, so I think the algae, the koi have been at that. So because they haven't had much food, they're eating the algae off the walls, which is a good thing. So in a way, doing this is like a cycle. The food's not going in, they're active wanting a bit of food, so they eat the algae, they're getting the goodness from the algae, and I'm getting the benefit. They're keeping the algae down, so it's not kicking off, causing a problem. But soon that balance will tip, because the food will start going in again, they'll start eating the food, and then the algae will probably go up because the nutrients in the pond are rising, so then it becomes a little bit of an imbalance. So then, like I say, I notice it, because one year I left it and it was an absolute nightmare with the Easy Pod, with the Micro K1 in the bottom of there as the mechanical. It was like blocking within 1 to 2 days, doing mad shedding, dropping this water on here every couple of days and filling it back up and putting more water in. Nightmare. Hence why that came out, put it in there, and that's now got brushes in. So on that note, the lemons are coming good. My lemons, lemon. These are looking good. So that is it. So I mean, there we go. That is another update of what's going on. So fingers crossed we get days, more days of 10 degrees C. So then if it's 10 degrees C ambient temperature, chances are the pond temperature is going to start creeping up to that temperature. So pond water's always behind the ambient temperature of the air temperature outside, if that makes sense. It takes longer to reduce or go up. So even though it's 14 degrees outside today, this won't reach 14 degrees in here today. It would take days of consistency of 14 degrees C's ambient temperature outside for this to reach it in here. Just how it works. So with a bit of luck, we'll get, if this remains around 10, these will get fed daily with some Saki White, and then I'm going to increase the feeding. Once that's gone, I'm going to get a bag of growth. Hopefully by then this will be up to 24 degrees. Start slamming the food in, but raising it slowly so the bacteria in the filters can grow with the demand, so we're not getting nitrite problems and ammonia, and hopefully have a fantastic growing season. So on that note, that's it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. There's loads of people that watch content on YouTube and never click subscribe, or never even click like and show their a bit of appreciation, or just show that they're there. There's a lot of people, and I do it as well, when I'm sat there or lying in bed and I'm watching YouTube and I'm scrolling through them videos and watching them and I'm enjoying it. You forget to click that like button, so please hit that like button. It really does help us. Really encourages people like me to do stuff like this and share what they're doing. So please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and share, and recommend people to come and watch it, watch my ramblings. And if you are a subscriber, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate the interaction in the comments as well. So please do what you need to do. Hope everything's going great with you, and see you on the next one, which will be next week. Buzzing. Be March. Woohoo!